Hey guys, Coach Nick here with the 10-0 Mindset, where my goal is to provide you with all of the tools, resources, and support that you need to create happier, healthier gymnastics. Like always, I'm so glad that you're here with me today. In today's episode, I'm going to read my coaching philosophy to you, pretty much word for word. Now, if that sounds like terribly boring reading material, I promise you it won't be. I crafted my coaching philosophy to be a reflection of who I am as a person, as a coach, and my greater mission in coaching gymnastics. So why would you want to learn about my coaching philosophy? The answer is, I want it to spark further conversation. Not necessarily with me, but maybe with your coach or with your parents. You'll hear some of the things that I find important, my reasoning for certain coaching behaviors, and what I expect from my athletes. Do you know what your coaches expect from you? Do you know why your coaches take certain actions or make certain decisions? It might not hurt to ask. Our goal as coaches isn't to become some almighty power, throwing around our weight and authority. We're here to support you, the gymnast, in the best way we can. And despite how it sometimes might seem to you, we don't make decisions for no reason. Our decisions reflect our belief systems, our values, and our coaching philosophies. Without further ado, prepare to be serenaded by Coach Nick's coaching philosophy. Now, the first couple paragraphs of my coaching philosophy provide a top-level overview of my core values as a gymnastics coach and as a person. It reads, "My ultimate goal as a positive gymnastics coach is to teach young athletes the skills required to succeed in gymnastics and to succeed in life. I hope to do this by inspiring a level of self-esteem, confidence, and autonomy, as well as inspiring a lifelong love of learning, improving, and staying healthy and active." It shows through in this opening paragraph that my focus in coaching gymnastics isn't just on the gymnastics. I try my best to focus on the whole person in front of me. Many times, I'll have a talented gymnast, and although sure, they could benefit from additional strength training, everybody could. What they're missing is confidence in their own ability, or their ability to adapt to change, or their ability to focus. Don't mistake this statement to mean that I don't care about the gymnastics. I'm fiercely passionate about the sport of gymnastics and will do everything in my power to take athletes to the highest level of the sport that they can reach. However, I believe that gymnastics shouldn't be what defines these young athletes. The second section of my coaching philosophy covers coaching methods that I consistently use to create and improve high-level gymnastics. This section covers techniques that I use to develop both physical skills and mental or emotional skills. It goes something like this. I firmly believe in the principles of positive coaching established by the Positive Coaching Alliance, and thus, as a double goal coach, I have two goals in mind at all times: to win and to teach life lessons through the sport of gymnastics. That being said, I do have a number of coaching methods that I consistently employ to train young gymnasts. Physically, I believe that the most effective coaching method available is a safe and logical skill progression. I believe in taking athletes through skills in a linear fashion, from least difficult to most difficult, and in not allowing athletes to attempt skills that they're not physically or mentally prepared for. Another component of gymnastics that I consider strongly is physical preparedness. No amount of gymnastics knowledge or theory in the world will help a gymnast complete a skill if their body is not physically able to perform it. For this reason, I first ensure that a gymnast is strong enough, flexible enough, powerful enough, and agile enough to perform a skill. Then, I ensure the gymnast is able to execute and maintain the body positions required of the skill. Finally, I make sure the gymnast is technically capable of performing any dynamic body actions that occur during the skill, moving them from one body position to the next. Once I am confident the gymnast is prepared in this way, we can safely begin the skill learning process. The third coaching method I use consistently is checking for understanding in the gymnast. You might often find me asking athletes questions, such as what the skill felt like, what they feel they could have done better, or questions like that. I do this in an effort to help the gymnast become aware of their own bodies and their own gymnastics, and to give them an opportunity to reflect on what they've experienced. Oftentimes, gymnasts go into a sort of autopilot mode, and they can't explain exactly what they're doing or why they're doing it. I do my best to foster a culture of open communication, where gymnasts are aware of and able to communicate what they're trying to do and what's happening within their gymnastics. When it comes to mental or emotional skills, my main goal is to help educate and inspire young athletes in the direction of helpful and healthy thought patterns, constructive methods of coping with distress, and building positive self-confidence and self-esteem. Training in this area focuses on positive self-talk, visualization and focus skills, as well as self-awareness and understanding emotions and their implications. As you can see from this section of my coaching philosophy, I focus on creating a positive gymnastics learning experience in a smart and safe environment. I'm sure that almost every other coach would agree with me, but like I mentioned, I don't allow gymnasts to attempt skills they're not prepared for. Fostering a safe and open environment that values learning is at the top of my priority list. The third section of my coaching philosophy covers positive coaching principles that I value and reward, and key tenets of my philosophy. It says, I subscribe to the theories and methodology of the Positive Coaching Alliance. What this means is that I encourage positive results other than scoreboard results. I reward effort and determination, even if it's unsuccessful. I encourage athletes to redefine the way they see mastery and to focus on the elements of mastery they can control, namely effort, learning, and how they recover from mistakes. I strive to fill athletes' emotional tanks through helpful and timely praise, encouragement, and highlighting strengths. I define success broadly and allow athletes plenty of opportunities to feel success, which in turn boosts their optimism and achievement. I strive to create triple impact competitors who honor themselves, honor their teammates, and honor the sport. The final section of my coaching philosophy covers what I expect from athletes working with me. I have simple and realistic expectations. This final section reads, I expect athletes in my care to respect themselves, their teammates, myself, and the sport of gymnastics. I expect them to put forth genuine effort when they're able to, and to be honest with themselves when they're unable to. I expect them to set realistic goals and take small action steps toward achieving those goals. I expect them to communicate openly with myself and other coaches when their needs or goals change. I expect them to enjoy gymnastics and not bring down themselves or others. This final section I think sums up most of my values pretty well. So what does this whole coaching philosophy tell you? The sport of gymnastics has had a questionable reputation for some years now, due to coaches using abusive methods and the sport of gymnastics not acting in the best interest of its athletes. However, we're working hard to change that. I believe that there's a better way to do gymnastics, a better way to coach gymnastics, a better way to interact with the sport of gymnastics in general. And that way isn't violent, it isn't abusive, and it isn't punishing. I'm not saying that gymnastics is an easy sport. It's not. Gymnastics is actually a very tough and trying sport, and demands a lot from its athletes, physically, mentally, and emotionally. You'll go through stress, pain, fear, and worry. But you have the strength and skills inside of you to overcome all of that, and to experience the amazing benefits that gymnastics has to offer. Again, I hope that this has given you an opportunity to think about what it is you value from gymnastics, and what you do when you show up at practice, and how you see your future in gymnastics. Be honest and open with yourself, your teammates, and your coaches. We're not against you. We're always in your corner. I'm so proud of you for taking some time today to become not only a better gymnast, but a better person. Remember that I'm always rooting for you, no matter what. I know that no matter what obstacles might stand in your way, you've got everything you need inside of you to overcome them.